Hey guys, I wanted to make a part two on my thoughts on 2020 so we can all agree that COVID-19, screw 2020, and good riddance to this year. And I, I've basically on all social media platforms, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everyone's talking about how this is like the worst year of their lives. And I do believe in history books. I feel like some of my children are going to learn about 2020 and they're like, oh man, this year actually sucks, which it does. So I mean, yeah, it's been horrible. Um, Honestly, I do feel like 2020 is one of the worst years I have lived through. That's a fact. I mean, it is one of the worst, but it's not the worst. I mean, I've lived through way worse than 2020, but on a side note, yeah, 2020 was just, yeah, it's horrible. And I don't think I need to talk about that anymore because we all know how bad 2020 is. But on a personal note, it was bad, but there were some great things, I do admit. And, I'm proud that I started my YouTube channel. I don't think anyone's watching, but probably sometime in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years when everyone is like basically getting this video in their recommendations, that's when, people are going to start viewing my videos, so that's great. But as of right now, it's only me, so yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, so I started my YouTube channel. I mean, I've been doing well in school, I would say. I was pretty depressed for like a lot of weeks, a lot of days, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I just hate feeling like I'm depressed, and I feel like sometimes you feel like the only one, especially when you're isolated during this time. And yeah, it's just like it's my mental health has been declining quite a bit. It's been depressing, and I mean the media, they haven't helped at all. I mean, basically they're spreading fear. They're talking about COVID, who died from COVID, stuff like that, and it's like, sometimes we don't need fear 24/7. Like, no one wants that. So, yeah, I'm I will admit that the media did kind of make it worse because I feel like it's very repetitive and we don't we understand the bad news. I mean, it's all around depressing. We can't say there's any gray area. It's just all around depressing and there's nothing to I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. It's all bad, so that's that. Yeah, but and you know what? COVID-19 sucks, whatever. I think we understand that. So, I did want to talk about sometime in the middle of the year when we were hearing these riots. So, right after George Floyd died, we got I mean, we've basically seen a bunch of riots, and I mean, they were everywhere. Since like the May, I would say late May through August or something, there were riots, and my stance on it is just that I hate when people riot. First of all, it takes away the message, and no one wants to see businesses destroyed. No one wants to see people unemployed because, some guy just burned down a bunch of stores, a bunch of retail stores. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Don't do it, please. It is stupid. You know you're going to be shamed on the internet. Just don't do it. But yeah, I don't want to make this a political message. My intention is just to get my thoughts out, just to say anything I want about this year. So I don't want to make this political in any way. So that's as how political my YouTube channel is. So I'm just going to steer away from politics and we're just, again, focus on 2020 again. Yeah, it was tough, but, you know, people say, it's just a number. It's basically, something that will go away in 365 days, which is basically a year. So that's what 2020 is. I mean, that goes for every year, and yeah, 2020. I mean, yeah, it felt like a roller coaster, and it felt like there were more down times than up. I mean, there were less happier times, and it kind of sucks, but hey, I guess that's what happens when you live during the dark ages. But yeah, I mean, I'm personally proud that I've done some of the stuff that I wasn't able to do previously. And, you can find some positive things in such a terrible year. I mean, for me personally, I'm pretty sure like 10 years later, when I think about 2020, it's like, yeah, the coronavirus. But when you think about it and you just write down, like, what are some great things that happen? What are some things you have changed? What are, like, some of the things you're grateful for? Then you really come down to earth and you realize that as bad as 2020 seems, I mean, it's over, and you have to be grateful that you still have some of the bare necessities that people are fighting for. People are trying to survive, and for me, I'm just grateful. I've been able to I've been provided an excellent education system. I mean, there are some flaws, but I'm receiving education, I'm receiving knowledge, I still have entertainment, and I still have my friends and family, and you know what? I feel like that is the best coping mechanism. Just having the most important people and the most important things in your life, because I do feel like if you take a look back and you're like, oh man, I don't have anything. And, I'm just struggling. I mean, I might have worse years, but, you know, I still have, I still have my friends intact, my family, and everything that, I hold dear to. And I'm still thankful for that. I mean, a year isn't going to change or break anything from that norm. It's like, it's there. I'm happy that it's there, and I should feel, I should feel pleased, I should feel grateful, and I should feel thankful. And that's what I do feel. So, about next year, which is going to happen in 25 minutes, I don't know if it's going to be any different from 2020, because we're still going to have the coronavirus and vaccines are rolling out, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. So that's that. And yeah, it's like, I'm glad this year is over, but I don't know how much next year is going to change. Maybe later on it'll get better. We'll just have to see. But yeah, those are my thoughts on 2020. And oh, actually, I do want to talk about a few things. So I did buy uh some new games, so that was great. I was able to buy a few gifts for Christmas, so I got that. So yeah, I mean, it's been a terrible year, like I said before, and yeah, good riddance, 2020. I won't forget you, but at the same time, I won't miss you. So yeah, those are my thoughts on 2020. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below, drop a like, and I will see you guys later. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. And you know what? Happy New Year's, guys.